Live from the ABC 7 Broadcast Center, this is ABC 7 Breaking News.
We begin with more on the breaking news surrounding Ebola in America.
Yes, at this hour, a sheriff's deputy who has Ebola-like symptoms is on the way to a hospital in Texas. This comes just hours after the first person diagnosed in the United States, Thomas Duncan, died from the disease. 5 airports, including Dulles, will now start to screen passengers for high fevers.
Diane Cho begins our team coverage from the Satellite Center with what was just revealed about this second possible Texas case. Diane?
Well, officials in Texas are holding a news conference right now about the latest person being monitored for Ebola. Here's what they had to say.
We transported the patient to Texas Health Resources in Dallas. This patient had reported that they initially had been in the apartment and the initial Ebola patient in Dallas and had some contact with family members. I'd like to emphasize that at this time our information is they had not had contact with the patient, but family members, and they had also been inside the apartment.
And just to recap there, that patient has been identified as a deputy who accompanied 2 county health officials into the apartment where Thomas Eric Duncan was staying in Dallas. The deputy had to go inside to get a quarantine order signed, but no one who went in the apartment had protective gear on that day. Just days after receiving an experimental drug that hasn't been tested on humans, 42-year-old Thomas Eric Duncan lost his fight against Ebola.
This is sad news for all involved. We will continue to do everything possible with our partners at the county to protect our public health.
Duncan had been in isolation since September 28th after it was suspected he may have contracted the deadly disease, even though he sought treatment at the same hospital a few days prior.
The hospital did not detect this right away, and that meant that he was not given the benefit of early treatment, and he was sent in the community where he could spread the disease more.
According to his family, Duncan was getting advanced care, dialysis to treat kidney failure, and was on a breathing machine when he died. His death comes on the heels of a phone conversation Duncan's girlfriend had with ABC News expressing her concern.
I don't think Americans, they are doing enough to save him.
According to the World Health Organization, the deadly Ebola outbreak has now claimed the lives of more than 3,400 people in West Africa and infected at least twice that many. The disease can only be spread through direct contact with bodily fluids of an already sick person. Shortly after Duncan was pronounced dead this morning, Secretary of State John Kerry made an urgent plea to other countries to step up their response.
While we are making progress, we are not where we can say that we need to be.
And regarding the deputy who is now being monitored in Texas, we're told other patients at the facility where he went are now being isolated. A prayer vigil was planned for Duncan tonight, but it has since been turned into a memorial. Reporting from the Satellite Center, Diane Cho, ABC 7 News.